Greg, I know you spent most of the season as the quarterback's coach, but at least from your vantage point, and certainly since you took over as the play caller, where have you seen growth in Caleb Rogers, the most growth?
Really, just the fact he's getting experience. He just gets better every day, and we talk about that on a daily basis. Just trying to become the best version of yourself and constant, never-ending self-improvement. And he's gone out and whatever role that you're asked to do the best that you can, and compete every day at practice. And he just competed, and again, the more live reps he's gotten, the more experience he's getting, the better he's played.
What does Kenny Pickett bring to the table in terms of your offense that maybe allows you to do something different should he play on Sunday with the playbook?
Well, really, he's shown mobility. He's even in college, he did a lot of things there with his legs. So he gives that part of his game maybe that's not that Geno isn't mobile, but the ability to escape and run and create and do some of those things. So that's what we saw obviously Sunday, and we expect that going forward. And that's part of his game and part of who he was as a player when he came out of college.
What are your takeaways from what you did see from Kenny on Sunday?
Positives. He had, I think, 6 or 7 completions in a row down the stretch. He managed it in a very difficult situation. He had 2-minute situations and scored 10 points. So it was good to see. He's had some rapport, obviously, with Shed, running the show team and the scout team in practice over the last, 6 months. He's got a lot of work with Shed. So that was good to see those two connect. And, so it was, he's just done a good job and just stayed involved.
What does Ian Thomas bring to the offense?
Again, athletic ability. He's a great athlete, really an overall tight end. He does a nice job for us at inline blocking, but he's also a threat as a receiving tight end. So he gives us some versatility there.
Jack Besh had probably his best game of the year against Denver. Just what were your impressions of how he did when we got a chance to look back at the film?
Yeah, he did a nice job. Again, we were able to target him, and all the targets that we took to him, he caught. So he's getting obviously more comfortable within the system. And the quarterbacks are getting more comfortable in knowing where he's at and trusting him. So that was good to see.
When you have elite the defensive tackles like they do, guys on the interior, does that change kind of your mindset going into a game, just knowing how much talent they have, especially right there?
Yeah, we talked about last week's defensive front. This week presents another significant challenge. They're playing very well up front, and but each week we look at it. It was Myles Garrett the week before in Cleveland. So it's every week presents a challenge. But this is a very good defensive front seven, and so again, it's presents as a big challenge.
For you as a play caller, is it more trying to do what you do, or is it more trying to find vulnerabilities on the other side? Where's that balance?
No, yeah, I think again, in this system that we're in right now, I think you and whatever system you're in, you're always trying to find ways to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers and make sure that your quarterback is not asked to do something that he's not comfortable with. So you build it around the quarterback, and then you try to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers, and that's what we'll continue to try and do here over these last 4 weeks.
The fact that you guys both played the Chargers here in the last couple of weeks, does that help at all? Common opponent and team in terms of looking at what they did against the Chargers?
Yeah, all throughout the year. I mean, you're always looking at the previous games that teams have played and how other teams have attacked them to look for different ideas that were successful. Obviously we've talked about it is a copycat league, but they've also understand their vulnerabilities when they've been beating on some things. So you'd look to see if they've made adjustments defensively. Otherwise, you kind of go back through the entire season and try and find the concepts, whether it be in a run game or the pass game, that are consistently good against them.
Have you been able to pick Kenny's brain at all about the Philadelphia defense and maybe some of the things he knows?
Yeah, he's been very open, and even just playing there, and talking with the other offensive players really about what's going to be like to play there in terms of noise and crowd factor. But he's very aware of kind of their personnel and has given us some good insight.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thanks.